In 1573, the roof of Beauvais Cathedral collapsed. They rebuilt it. Then it collapsed again, and then it collapsed a third time. For more than 6 centuries, the people of Beauvais in northern France have been building a cathedral that refuses to stand still, a monument to ambition that never quite reaches completion. And in that incompleteness, it whispers something profound about the nature of dreaming itself. The story begins around 1225, when the people of Beauvais decided they would build not just a cathedral, but the highest cathedral in all of Christendom. The choir alone would reach higher than any other in Europe, higher than Amiens, higher than Chartres. This wasn't mere piety. It was a quiet, stone-built declaration that their small town mattered. For decades, workers labored in the quarries and on the scaffolding, hauling stone block by stone block, each one a commitment they might not live to see fulfilled. The choir walls climbed skyward, and by 1272, something remarkable stood where there had been nothing. Except the builders didn't know yet what would happen next. In 1284, the vaults of that soaring choir, those graceful stone ribs that held up the roof, suddenly gave way under their own magnificent weight. The structure had been too ambitious, the mathematics not quite right, the stone pushed beyond what medieval engineering could safely hold. Silence fell over the construction site, but the people of Beauvais didn't abandon their dream. They rebuilt. They reinforced the walls, added buttresses, and tried again. This time it held, and the cathedral continued its slow climb toward the clouds. The choir was finally complete, and for a moment, there was peace. By the 1300, they began the transept, the great crossbeam of the cathedral. Again, the walls climbed. Again, the vaults soared. And again, in 1573, the roof collapsed. This time, the damage was catastrophic. Sections of wall came down with it, and the people who had devoted their lives to this work watched their labor crumble into rubble. What's remarkable is that they still didn't stop. The cathedral was rebuilt again, and this time it survived. By the 1500s, Beauvais had become a place of pilgrimage, a destination for those seeking to witness human persistence made manifest in stone. The nave remained incomplete. It was never fully constructed, but what stood was enough to inspire awe. And then, in 1573, the roof collapsed again. A third time. The cathedral that refused to finish also refused to stay standing. Yet even this catastrophe wasn't the end. The community rebuilt once more, reinforced again, and accepted a truth that had been slowly forming in their hearts. Beauvais Cathedral would never be finished. The nave would never be completed. The original vision would never be realized. But something else would emerge, a structure that stands as a monument not to completion, but to the act of building itself, to the quiet courage required to keep reaching upward even when you know you might fail. Today, if you stand inside Beauvais and look up, you see a cathedral that is both finished and unfinished, complete and incomplete, a paradox held in stone. The choir soars to heights that still make architects pause in wonder. The transept spreads its arms in an embrace that seems to hold something infinite. And the nave, that great empty space, remains open to the sky. The people who built it, generation after generation, understood something that modern minds often forget. They understood that the beauty of a dream isn't diminished by its incompleteness, that the act of striving, of building, failing, and building again is itself a kind of completion. Beauvais Cathedral never reached the sky, but it reached toward it, and that reaching is what makes it eternal. And so the cathedral stands still in the quiet French countryside, a gentle reminder that the most profound monuments are often those that remain unfinished, still reaching, still dreaming, still inviting us to understand that perfection isn't the point. The reaching is. Subscribe so you don't miss the next quiet history. Each week, a new story of places and people that shape the world in ways most never notice.